Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jonathan. I'm here today. I want to give you guys some tips so that you can be successful, so that you guys can get the job that you want. Hey guys, so today I want to stop and make this. I've received applications over the last couple of weeks that didn't have any job history. They were formatted improperly. I've done interviews where the person completely just did not present themselves well. And I wanted to stop and just make this video today on the side of the road with this lovely view to show you guys, and I want to give you guys 9 tips to help you guys prepare so that when you go to interviews that you too can beat out your competition. The first things first. The best prepared can often beat out the most qualified. So if you don't have a lot of talent, if you don't have a lot of experience, and you're thinking, man, I'm real nervous, I don't want to apply for this position because other people may have more experience than me, guess what? The most prepared can often be more successful and get the position over somebody that has more experience. I know, I've been there, and I'm going to share with you guys some steps so that you too can achieve that same success. Believe it or not, most people show up to an interview like they just woke up out of bed. I mean, they come unprepared. They don't have the proper clothes. They have piercings, they have earrings, they have tattoos on their neck. I don't have a problem with it, but when you go into an interview, there's a certain type of way that you need to dress. So I'm going to give you guys these tips because you cannot make the same mistakes that other people make. You are in competition for this job, which means that you need to be better prepared and more successful than the next person you're competing against. If you get nervous or feel underqualified, guess what? These steps will help you beat out the rest of your competition. And believe me, they are your competition. You are in competition to get this job over the other people that are also applying for this position. All right, so step number 1, do your research, okay? Research the company, research the industry, look on Yelp, look on Yahoo, look on Google Reviews, look on their website, find out information about your prospective employer so that when you're in the interview and they ask you, hey, do you have any questions for me, that you can ask targeted questions. I'm gonna go into this a little bit more later on. You know, an interviewer may ask you, what do you know about our company? Do you know anything about what we do here? And you want to be able to know enough about their company to show that you just didn't show up like you don't know who they are or what they do, okay? If you're applying to McDonald's, you know they make hamburgers. If you're applying to a tech company, you should know exactly what field they're in and what they do. So you want to do research about the company that you're applying for. So if they do ask you, why are you here? Why do you want to work for us? Do you know what we do? That you have a good answer. They might ask you, how do you perceive our company in the industry, right? How do you think our company does? Do you know anything about our company? You want to just know enough about their company so that you can articulate specific things that you have just researched. Remember, when you show up for a job interview and you don't know enough about the company, it makes it seem like you didn't do your research, okay? It makes it seem like you just don't care about what job you got, like you just didn't bother to take the time to know enough about the company. If you don't do your research, they're gonna think that you can just work for any company. I'll work for whoever hires me. No, I wanna work for your company, and these are the reasons why. Number 2, clarify your selling points, the reasons you want the job. And be prepared to tell the interviewer why you want that job, including what interests you about it. What rewards do you think that job's gonna have for you? What will this job do for your career in the future, right? Where do you hope to be at in 5 years? So be very specific and sell yourself about why you're a good fit for that position. Also, why should they select you? You wanna have 5 selling points to sell yourself as to why they should hire you. What makes you the best candidate for the position? Have an example of each selling point prepared. What makes you? Are you a good communicator? I'm a good communicator. I'm a good salesperson. I can organize meetings. I get large groups of people together and I get projects done. So you want to have your selling points targeted and very specific. When they ask you a question, you don't want to be stuttering and saying, oh man, No, you want to rehearse it enough. You want these things to come out clear. That brings us to number 3, prepare for common interview questions. If you Google the top 10 interview questions, you're going to get a list of the most commonly used questions that employers ask. So what you want to do is you want to find out these questions, you want to develop your answers for them, and you want to have them prepared. And I mean prepared. Research them enough, speak them over and over, go into a mirror, talk to a friend. You want to repeat these over and over again so that when they do ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself, that you're not stuttering and stumbling and trying to figure out what to say. You want to be very specific with your answers. And then again, it applies to the field, okay? I've been in a job interview where it was 5 hours long, meaning I had to interview. It was 3 separate interviews. I had to interview for 5 hours with each department head, and they went over the same key questions, and I had them all prepared. I had them all researched ahead of time, and I had my answers prepared. So they came out very naturally, and I was able to tell that story over and over and over again through all the series of different directors. So that's the same thing that you want to do. You want to have all your answers prepared so that you're not struggling to find answers to your questions. Have your questions ready for the interviewer. And I mean, come to the interview with some intelligent questions. At the end of an interview, interviewers will most commonly ask you, do you have any questions for me about anything? Right? So you want to have 2 very specific questions that you can ask so it shows like you have some interest in it. If you say no, not really, it may just appear that you're not very interested in the company, or that you're very disengaged, or that you don't have enough energy or oomph to be part of their organization. So you want to have those answers ready. Here, I'm gonna give you guys a good all-purpose question. If you can design an ideal candidate from the ground up, what would he or she be like in this position? What qualities would they have to be truly successful in this position? Another one, practice, practice, practice. It's one thing to come to an interview and have an answer for one question very confidently, but it's another thing entirely to be able to answer all your questions very confidently. So if an employer asks, why should we hire you? It's very important that you have that answer handy and that you're able to deliver it with good eye contact and tell that person exactly why you are a good fit for that position. And it should roll off your tongue. It can't be anything where you stutter and you have to think around your head. You got to rehearse these things over and over again, and you have to sound very confident about the position. I'm a great fit for this job because you need somebody that has good communication skills, that you give the ball to and they go and they take off running. I'm that type of person where you give me a job and I take care of it. I say yes and I commit first, and then I figure out how I'm going to accomplish that job. So you want to be very confident in the way that you deliver these answers about why you are a good fit for this position. And remember this, after all that rehearsing, 2 big things that stand out during an interview: eye contact and no stuttering. So you need to rehearse this as many times as possible with as many people as possible, and you need to be able to look at them in their eye, and you need to be able to deliver these answers to these questions without stuttering, okay? You can't be saying, like, well, why are you a good fit for this position? And you're saying, well, I mean, you know, I have experience. No, I'm a good fit because I'm the right person for the job, because I'm great with teams, because I communicate well, because I've handled large scale operations before. So just have your answers ready no matter what field you're in. These are very universal tips to make you successful, to beat out your competition for that interview. Here's another good one. Score a success in the first 5 minutes. What do I mean by this? It's almost a fact that interviewers make up their mind within the first 5 minutes of the interview. 5 minutes, maybe even the first minute of an interview, they get a sense or a pulse for what you are and what drives you and what motivates you. That means that you need to bring the energy. You need to come in there and you need to be the light. You need to be the energy. They might have been doing interviews all day long and they may be running low on energy, and you got to come in there and you need to sell them on why you are the best fit for that position. Even if you're not coming for a sales position, I want you to understand something. Right now, while you're going for an interview, you are a salesperson. You understand? You are selling them on your ability to do the job that they are hiring for. They don't know you, so you have to come in. You have to sell yourself. Also, common courtesy. Express appreciation for the interviewer's time. Meaning, you come in, you say, hey, my name's Jonathan. Thank you so much for taking the time out to interview me. I know you probably have a ton of people come in to interview. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And again, remember those selling points we talked about earlier? Have those ready. I have good communication skills. I ask for help when I need it. I finish projects early so that if I do run into issues, that I have time to correct it and have the finished product on time, if not early. The other thing also is you don't want to bury your selling points in these long-winded stories, okay? When they ask you a question about why are you a good fit for the position, you don't want to tell them, well, I was once working at a job and Steve gave me a project and then Sally wanted it done early, but I couldn't give it to Sally early. You don't want to bury these things in long-winded projects, okay? So you want very detailed answers, very specific. I get things done. I get things done early. I communicate well. I interact with teams in a good fashion. I have great communication skills. I know how to rally a team behind me. I lead from the front. I set the example. You guys get the idea. Google is your friend on this one, so you can find plenty of answers to these questions on there. Another thing is think positive. Nobody likes a negative person, okay? So if you do come into a job interview, refrain. Do not start bashing your previous employer, okay? So if somebody asks you what was the least thing you like about a position, please do not say, my boss was terrible, my coworkers were terrible, I left my job because everybody had such bad attitudes and I had to get out of there. You want to be very positive. You can find something positive in every position that you had. I left for more money. I left because I wanted to grow. I left because there was limited availability to move up in that position. Okay, think of good positive answers with good career traction in front of you, right? You want good, realistic answers. And you want truthful answers too. You just don't want to go into all the negative stuff because nobody wants to hear negativity during an interview, even if it's true. Here's a good example. If they ask you, what is the something least that you liked about in your last position? You can come back with something positive. You can say, there is something in every job that I took away and I found positive. What did you like? What did you not like in your last position? I was very busy, but it was a good thing because it actually challenged me and I figured out I was able to do a lot more than what I thought I was capable of doing. Last but not least, close on a positive note. Hey, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. When can I expect to hear back from you? Okay, so that's a good way to gauge. Are they going to call me back? Am I going to be waiting for a week? Am I going to be waiting for 2 weeks? No matter what, you should keep applying in the process, okay? You want to keep your pipeline full. You don't want to concentrate and focus on one employer to call you. You want to have a good pipeline, right? You want to keep doing interviews, but you do want to know, are these people going to call me back? So a good way to do that is ask them. Thank you so much for your time. When can I expect to hear back from you? And it really puts the ball in their court so that you can get a good time frame as to when you should expect an answer back or a call back. So guys, again, just to summarize, confidence is key. Rehearse over and over and over again. I don't care if you have a high school GED. I don't care if you have a diploma. I don't care if you don't have a college degree. If you rehearse and you are the best prepared for the position, you can beat somebody that has more experience than you. People take it for granted all the time. I have a master's degree, so I think I'm going to come in, I think I'm just going to get this job. So you guys need to be better prepared. You guys need to be more sociable. You guys need to be the shining light that comes into that room saying, you know what, hire me, I'm your guy, I won't let you down. If you do this, you guys will be sitting in the position that you want soon, okay? Again, guys, thank you so much. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, things like that, put it in the comment section down below. Consider subscribing. I am very active on the media to respond back to questions, so I very much do appreciate this. I do this to help other people. There's no monetary value associated with this. I just want you guys to be successful. I never had somebody to give me the motivation. Now we're in the time of the internet where everybody's readily accessible to you. So again, I want to help you guys do better. Good luck. Be successful.